Hello, this is MPPP1213, second class of Adobe Photoshop Introduction, and this is Hassan Abu Hassan speaking. I hope you enjoy the class and thank you for watching. Welcome once again, guys. This is the second class of our Introduction to Adobe Photoshop. In this class, we are going to work with images. We are going to work with selection tools, blending images, mixing images, and so on. And there are some images that I have uploaded to e-learning. So all these materials you can get from e-learning. You can simply log into your account and download it from your e-learning account. All right, so okay, so as we learned in our previous lecture, we actually can create our own project by going to File, New, and then just rename it to, for example, class 2, and then you can change the height and width and so on, and go and then hitting OK, and then you will get this project for you, and you will get only one layer. And to unlock this layer, just double click and hit OK. So this is actually our project area here. Alright, for this class we are going to add some images, and there are actually two ways to add images in your project. One by just going File, Open, or you can simply select the image and just insert it in your project. Alright, and using the moving tool you can move it wherever you want in your project. And then if you go to Move tool, place, all right, this is the image and this is the layer for your image. Okay, so in this project I'm actually going to duplicate this image, and there are two ways to duplicate the image. First, you can simply go to Alt from the keyboard and just drag from your mouse, and you have two now. Or you can go Control J and you have two layers, or there's actually an extra way, which is just go select this layer and then you have two layers, two copies of this layer. All right, so if we see here, there's actually extra space that we don't need. If you go to crop tool actually give you the ability to modify your project measurement or dimensions. By simply hit the crop tool, you will see all the project is selected, and you can go to the edge here and then just move it to the edge of the image, and then maybe we can add some extra space right here, and then move tool and then crop, and that's it for your project. Okay, and let's because we added an extra space here, let's just resize our background by going Ctrl T and then resizing the background just like this. All right, okay, as we can see here, guys, we have actually two layers of this image, and what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to merge these two layers into one. How? I just go select Control and then go to the other one, right? So again, we can select and Control from the keyboard, select the other layer, and then we go to Control E. Or we can, after we select these two layers, we can go right click from your mouse and then merge layers. All right, so we have here our new layer, which is one, and then we just double click to rename it. We should just say go, let's just rename it as sky, and then this is the background of the project. You can see here, guys, if you zoom in a bit, you will see there is actually a very sharp edge between these two images. And how I'm gonna fix that, actually, I'm going to zoom once more. All right, good. I'm actually going to use a very nice tool in Photoshop here, which is called Spot Healing Brush Tool. And this tool actually gives you the ability to blend these two images away just like this, going from the bottom to the very top here, and you can see the magic now. It's all blended together. But this, it's not, perfectly blended. You can actually use another tool to, add more details, more perfection to your image. Just go to the clone stamp tool, and then actually this tool actually works with Alt from the keyboard. Actually copy one space to another space. For example, if I want to copy this area here, we go Alt and click by mouse, click. All right, so we go Alt from your keyboard, and then click, and then you come here, you can select the brush tool, and then you will start to draw, to make it, for example, in the sky, and you can select the brush to make it even more better. All right, we have one image instead of two, and we already blended these two images together into one layer. All right, so what I'm gonna do next is that I'm going to insert another photo here to my project and do the same exact thing that I've done to the sky. Move tool, and move this image, and then duplicate it, whether by going to Ctrl J and then Alt and drag from your mouse. And then if you can notice here, guys, it's actually not it does not fit in the project dimension. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select these two layers by going Shift and select, and then Ctrl T. Ctrl T actually gives you the ability to transform these two images as one, and then just go like that. Okay, great. When I'm done transforming, I just go to Move, Apply, and that is it. All right, so what I'm actually gonna do now is I'm gonna merge these two layers together, Ctrl E, and then double click. Let's name it, for example, Water 1. Okay, and let's do the same exact thing that we've done to the previous image. Let's go to this tool, and then or maybe we can use a bigger size of the brush, just like that. Okay, and if you can see here, guys, it's not, perfectly done here. We can just keep on merging till we have the satisfying results we want. Okay, all right, great. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go to the eraser tool, and then just control the opacity of the eraser tool, and then just delete some of this image so that I can see the sky. All right, time that you can edit another image or layer, and then you can just show it again. So let's hide this layer now and go to the sky, and then go to the rectangular selection tool, and then select this area that we actually don't need, and then we just hit delete. And then to deselect this selection, you can actually go to the select and deselect, or you can simply type Ctrl and D from the keyboard, and then you can show your layer here again. Lovely. So what I'm gonna do now is that I'm going to add another image. All right, move tool, place, then move it, and then duplicate it. All right, select both layers, Ctrl T, and then fit these two layers to the project dimension. Double click, and then what I'm actually gonna do here before I merge these two layers, I'm going to the second layer and then Ctrl T for the transformation, and then if I hit right from the click, so what I'm gonna do here before I merge these two images, actually I'm going to select the second layer and then Ctrl T for transformation, and then from the mouse you just go to the right click and then flip horizontal. What I've actually done here is I made these two edges be faced together, the similar edges to be faced together, which is actually gives a nice result. And I am going to use the same brush tool, the spot healing tool here, after I merge these two layers. Ctrl E and then double click, and then for example water 2, and then enter. All right, let's go healing tool and then just go all the way up. All right, and then here for example you can see a very nice results, and then just zoom out. All right, so one more thing to add here for this image is actually I'm going to change the style of this layer. I'm gonna actually, by default, all layers in Photoshop goes to normal, but what if I want to change this layer, for example, to hard light? You can see actually the lighting is very nice and looks very realistic. And for now I need to just delete some of this image, so I go to eraser tool and then start deleting all these parts. All right, so lovely. Let's move on to the next step in our project. I'm actually going to add this barrel and RG to our project. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the move tool to drag this algae to the front of the barrel like this, and then close this image. I don't need it anymore, and then we can zoom in a bit. I just don't need any of this picture. I just only need this algae right here. So I'm gonna delete everything else. So you can simply go to the eraser tool and start delete after you, for example, change the opacity to 100, and you change the brush itself, the type of the brush, make it the size smaller. All right, or you can use this magic wand tool. This magic tool actually gives you the ability to select or the similar colors. Let's go and reset this to 100 and then hit enter, and then if you click here you will see this is the area that the magic tool selected, and then you just hit delete, then go again here and here. All right, so now we can go back, use the eraser tool to sharpen our picture like this. Just delete whatever parts that is not relevant. All right, for now I just want to fit this algae to my barrel here. So I just go Control T, and then let's just resize this algae a bit like this, and then maybe we can actually go right click and then wrap. This actually wrapping gives you the ability to even you know, more freedom on selecting and modifying your picture. Wrap, it's called wrap, and it's very, very nice and helpful to your work, just like that. Okay, so if we go to the move tool here, apply, and then let's go ahead and select for example hard light. Yeah, hard light. Good. And then zoom out, and then we can merge these two layers, and then Control E to have one layer. But there's one problem here, which is actually the background. As we can see here, there is a white background here. If we can drag this to a project, you will see there is a white background. So let's just delete this white background by simply using the magic wand, and then select the white area, but you need to reset the amount and then just use it again. Select the white area and then delete. And this is actually the transparent I have told you about in our first class. Then this is actually a transparent picture. Now I can simply add, and then I won't even see any white color before our barrel here. So all right, let's go modify the size of the barrel. Control T and then Shift, and then at the end, at the edge here, we can actually resize our barrel. All right, and why I choose Shift, because I don't want actually to ruin the picture. If I'm gonna leave Shift now, and I will let you see how this is actually without the Shift. If I hit Shift now, you can use you can transform the barrel, you know, accordingly, the height and width together. All right, so let's see for example this size will be okay to our project here, and then double click. And before actually we are going to double click, let's go and rotate this barrel a little bit, just like that. All right, and then we go move and then apply. And if you can see, guys, this is our barrel here, and if you can see, guys, this is our barrel right here. And all right, very nice. Okay, so it actually does not fit our project very nice. What are we going to do now is we are going to add some effects that this barrel actually can looks real and nice. All right, so let's go select this rectangle tool and then make a selection to the upper side of the barrel, and then go Control C actually, and go Control X. Control X actually gives you the ability to cut your picture into as many parts as you would like to. So this is the, for example, this is upper, and this is lower. All right, let's go to the upper side. I want you guys to resize the size of it to a very okay. All right, let's go and resize this upper part, make it smaller just a bit, all right, and then you just move it backward just like that, all right, and then we go to the lower part of it, and then just, you know, make it just like that. All right. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this lower part of the barrel and then just move it under the water layer. You can see this now looks very, very nice because it goes at the back of this layer. And what I'm gonna add something else at the barrel here. I'm gonna add some shadow, and I'm gonna use the burn tool here. Burn tool actually gives you the ability to add some shadow to the barrel, just like that. Okay, so let's go back to our file project here. Select this picture and then drag it here in our project just like that. Good, but you need to move the layer because it's a black background. So good, I need actually to duplicate this image 4 times. All right, so I'm just gonna use Alt and move this picture 4 times. Okay, great. Let's go to the first copy and then Control T to resize it, just like that. Okay, and let's go to the second copy here, Control T, resize it again, for example, just like this, maybe like, you know, half of this image. All right, and then these two I'm just gonna leave it like it is, and I'm going to go one by one and change the layer style to screen actually does remove the black color. And if you add this here right now and you go to the second one, screen, right, third one, screen, and actually finally fourth one. All right, good. I'm gonna take the smaller one here, just add it like this, and then this one maybe Control T to, you know, just add a little bit. All right, and then take this last one. Now actually our barrel looks very, very real. That looks, you know, just like real dropping into the water. All right, and what actually we are going to do is we are going to add some, you know, fish and stuff to make it look even better. Just select, we can select actually more than one image. Just go click Control and then select all the images you want, and then just go to your project, add it here, double click, and then you have it. All right, let's just name this one fish 1. All right, and here is fish 2, and here fish 3. Good. I'm going to select these 3 layers, Control T, and just make it smaller, just like that, or maybe more. All right, and then I'm just gonna remove, you know, maybe duplicate some of this, make it even smaller, just like this. All right. Okay. So, all right. So when we've done working with the fish, we can just select all the layers here and add it into one layer. Control E. This is one layer now, and then we just take this layer and put it under the water layer. You can see, guys, it looks very, very nice and real. You can actually add more realistic to the picture by decreasing the opacity here. Okay. All right. So yeah. So far so good. One more thing I want to add to this project is the adjustment. I just want to add an adjustment layer here by just clicking the adjustment, and maybe we can add some contrast to our picture. All right. Okay, and maybe we can add some levels or curves. All right. Okay, lovely. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. It's very interesting and nice, and it has actually a lot of, you know, commands and options that will get you used to work with Photoshop. One last thing that we need to know in our lecture here is how to actually render out this image. Simply go to File, Save, and you'll find Save and Save As. Save, actually save it as a PSD file, and this is actually very important for you to understand between the difference between PSD and JPEG. PSD actually keeps or save the file and give you the ability to edit everything in the file. For example, if I save it here as a PSD and I close this project right now, I go back to my file, I will find here a class 2 PSD. If I open the file, I will find I will find my project. I will find my project, all the layers and everything. But if I select File and Save As and change the PSD to, for example, JPEG, and then save, you will find here it's saved as a picture that I can't actually edit or do anything to it. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this class, and we'll see you next week.